Master.
Cleverly, so I can't Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. And more I go. And you love family. More I go.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
In the Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, it is the best in Africa, and that's why we continue to inform you, our dear listeners. Those of you who always burning your batteries and all your data in making sure that you follow our broadcast. Salvador, I know some of you already seen behind. Then you will know exactly what's going on into our studio here at Truth FM. Massive work ongoing, but none to call off the show because the management headed by Honorable Ike Ability, who also one of the the Daha fan. He like people who stand up for the truth. So always on our back. Even if I'm somewhere, he said, maybe I hope that the people show he called the show the people show. So he said, maybe I hope that the people show come here and say, yeah, Chief, I have to be around making sure, if I have to make sure that we get the show on, we inform our people and so forth. So, so you will see all these things. What we did, my people, so good. So we try to have our correct. Let's do it this way. Share the show, people. Those of you who joining us, sometimes if you hear the kind of feedback, maybe the kind of my echo at the back, then you know that in fact, we are doing work behind the scene. And share the show. Today is what? The 25th of August, the 8th month and the year we mean the same 2025. So many things to talk about, so many things ongoing, but 4 minutes past 6. That's the time check. What's going on, people? Where are you? Where are you watching us from? Look, very interesting. Very interesting. But people, share the show, people. Share the show. The show, as usual, our social chairman, Steve is our social chairman. You may always say that the show will be hot. But today on, we'll talk about our Flag Day celebration. Those of you who are joining us, I guess you've been following all of the happening in Liberia, especially when it comes to the issue of the Flag Day. Yes, indeed, the Flag Day celebration. So many things going on. Zokos, they are hearing that some Zokos are running. Oh God, look, they love it. Let me tell some of you, if you get your home, Let me tell you today, maybe some of you don't even know these things. You know, they say, sometimes when you hear this saying that, I don't know, you say, what they can live, eat, or people. They say, oh man, they got two ways. So now you hear that you pull just a church hot or church hot rat, right? That you pull just the church hot rat. That means you don't have nothing. Then another one is that, you know, these things, people always saying these things to us, especially in our normal lives, in our normal activities and so forth. Like, for example, you hear that someone will say, they may, I don't know, cat, oh, they get someone where they can put it to, cat can live in your house. Oh, they like, anytime you hear people saying these things, like, cat can easily live in your house or rat. Good. Like rat. Now you say they live in your house or something that you know like that. That means you don't have the ability to, you know, to take care of these small essence or these things that those living things to also that live on him. Like for example, the rat, you know, the cockroaches, these small things, all these things to live on him. And you can see them around you. That means you have no food at your house. You don't see the cat. You don't easily see the rat. Nothing of such. That means you don't have food, man. Nothing to your house. That means you poor. So the Zogos, the Zogis, according to unconfirmed reports, even though we have so many videos in our possession that they are escaping from the quote unquote the Johnsonville rehabilitation camp, and then we'll also touch that. But that's just to show people. Good evening to all of you people, our dear travel listeners, those of you who are always sharing the show. Yeah, share the show. Those of you who are sharing the show, share the show so that we can be able to watch the show. So please share the show. Those of you who are also sharing the show, share the show, please. Share the show. Share the show around so that other people too can watch. Yeah, today is a holiday here in Liberia. Let me see myself. I don't know why I'm not sending a link around here to the other people. But Mark will soon be here with us. Mark will be here. And the social chairman, he will soon be here with us. But they say all of your government officials, they boycott to, you know me, that information coming out that they boycott the Flag Day celebration. And some of them, they are in where? They are in Nimba. Some of them, yeah, even not so. 1/3 of them. They're very interesting. Oh, God. They're very interesting. When you talk, they have issues. When you talk, you know, that's a part of our life that sometimes I don't understand. That people will do wrong thing. But when you talk, then they see you like you are the one that even push them to do these things. No. Don't want to push you. We don't even know how this thing happened. You choose to do some of these things willingly, willfully. That's what you choose. So for us here at our work, they'll come here and talk. Even you like don't look. For me, I can always tell people. Thank God that one of our senior comrade, you know, from the media, Solomon Ware, and he said something. Let me tell you, he posted. Solomon Ware left us, I think that was 2018. Where, you know, he usually used to be here behind the same microphone on the TBS by them during the time of the few years ago. Let me just say that way. Few years ago, he was on the TBS with the late Mamadi Diakite, you know, and when Mamadi Diakite. Let me tell you, some of you, why you don't even understand about these politicians, the way they behave. When we moved here 2013, by that time, the late Mamadi Diakite and that of Solomon A. They were active on the True Breakfast show. You know, but when True FM was hit by fire, you know, on the Aspen Street to where you have the True We Party, those of you who don't have Party or check around the Aspen Street belt, you will see the True We Party headquarters there. That's long building you see down there is the True We Party headquarters. So there where we used to be around there when you pass by the three-way party, kind of Buchanan Street. Yes, right there. Right there. Should I say opposite the pavilion? Yes, indeed. Good. So there where we were by them. So at that time, Solomon were and the rest of the team, the late Mama, the Jakite, and all of them. You know, when we met them there, we met all of the, you know, the veterans and so forth, and we were happy. You know, the late Ras Edward Corey or Raske, you know, Jacob bien, who again, they, oh God. Okay, that one will come to my mind, but okay, so Solomon were moved here 2013, but then when we were building the station, you know, he said, even including the late Mamadi Jakite. I'm just coming to what he posted today about politicians. Some of you think that we'll come here, we're not going to waste our time beyond politicians. And I want to thank God that my Binta Belete, she even watching. Thank God that she watching. Some of us, we don't even go around any politicians. I don't even, if it costs for all to eat dry rice and remain the way we are today, no problem. We will remain that way, no problem. Look, I'm happy that God, touched the heart of liability. And some of us, we were throwing by liability and the rest of the team. I don't need. So for us, we have the heart of him, empathy, love for country. So when I see some of you insulting, by the time people posting something, you wake up inside, you don't even know. Some of us, when we started school, we used to cross rivers from Zwaju, Grand Jada, go to Putu. Those of you that know Putu, go to Putu Temata and ask. We cross rivers. So you want our next generation to also do the same thing? No. That's why when we come here, we talk the way we talk. Even on the internet, we do the same thing. So you can get angry. Where is Solomon? No, Samuel D. Kekula. I will talk about Samuel D. Kekula, one of the strong supporters of the United Party who's struggling right now for help. I will read that. So some of you today, young people out there who keep insulting people just because people are forcing out some of the attitude of our leaders. You come here, you want to tell us what to do. Oh, you hate government. You not let government. I hate the attitude of our government. I will tell you today for free. Even today, if government come after me, I don't want it. But I hate the attitude of government because the way they continue to treat our people. But again, let me go to Solomon way. So someone move to 2013. Let me tell some of you. Let me just teach some of you. In our gossips or so forth, the late Mamadi Jakite, he was talking. So how the politician look? Because the station been up for about 2 to 3 weeks or 1 month now because we try to rebuild. So they don't easily call people. He said that in a day. If some of our colleagues, some of our people stay around today, they will know. Then he said that in a day. I can still recall. Nobody will call you as long as you live from the radio. That's why when you are given opportunity in the media as a journalist, the best thing to do is to advocate, even if you are no more there into the active stream, you will be able to get something doing. But you not about contact. It should be there. Something is available. It shouldn't be about hatred. So he said that in a day. And today, Solomon who was sitting by him, posted that on today, who worked in the office of the VP. In fact, he been there since 2018. And I want to read what he said. When I hear, according to him, though, those of you who are watching, you can also go on his page, Solomon A. Ware, Senior. He said, when I hear politicians say things like, Kevin is my friend, John is my ally. Paul is my favorite journalist, and that's the thing we see today in this country. When you on this side, when you are advocating for the betterment of the country, those people who think that, and I know it suit them or what, they see you as their favorite. And those people who think that maybe you are against, I don't get the kind of thing that we are into today in the society of ours. They feel that you are against their government. So instead, I just laughed. Consuelo, making a change today, perhaps stepping away from radio for a while. These same politicians may stop answering your calls or responding to your messages. Is there a reason for this? Journalists, I will appreciate your thoughts. That's the questions, or that's the thing that you said out there to the media. To those of you today who think that because you are one PRO into some kind of entity, into government entity, so you are insulting your colleagues, so you are insulting people. I mean, also don't get these things. You make things look like the job that you are into is for it's lasting job for you. No, people were there before you go there, and you will leave from there. Other people will go there. So let's go back to our major issues. Let me see quickly, people. I will bring those of you who've been following the platform. You will know Samuel D. Kakula, one of the callers here, who always pressing a president first. When you call here, the first thing you will say, I just want to say hi to President Jota Yimabwaga and say thank you for everything. He's struggling right now. It's a massive SOS call for him. All we're telling people, don't make enemy shape into anything that you do. Don't insult anybody. Go straight to the issues. Let us discuss the issues. But some of you young people, you feel that the only way that person can see you today, then maybe the more Ali will see you, or maybe will see you, is only when you insult people. No! You are telling your card. You are mourning your card. And you are creating enemyship for people, for yourself tomorrow. So come here, leave us with the politicians. These politicians, they understand the drill. Maybe the only you don't know. They know. Yeah, let me send you the link, Ali. Sorry. So today is Flag Day, people. According to information, all of your government, they have those ones from the president, the vice president, the speaker, the Senate pro tempore, all of them are out. The Chief Justice, they were nowhere around today to grace the occasion. But they were able to go Japan. They were able to go Ghana. Oh God. Look, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Liberia is an interesting country. Continue to be in the kind of thing in the name of, because you are for sodium. Nobody have issue with you supporting any political party of your choice. It is your right. But in your right, get common sense. Maybe take that thing today. Maybe if you're not thinking about anything, okay, I think Mr. Connor is here, or Mark is here. My dear brother Mark, good evening.
What's up, Melbourne, and what's up to the listening audience of Sktv? Today is Monday, August 25th. We are a few days away from the curtain close on the month of August. But it's great to be here. Thank God to be alive. We appreciate, we give gratitude to the infinite intelligence for having breath in our lungs. I'm here. I don't know what you got on the menu today, but I'm following. And I'm
well,
here.
My dear brother, all things, I think today is Monday, so there are a lot of things happening. We're ranging from the quote-unquote the rehabilitation center there in Johnsonville. There are a lot of information coming out that the citizens there now, they are feeling insecure. because of what going on. There was quote unquote information that there are some Zokos or disadvantaged youths that also escaped from that end with some materials and so forth. And with the flag day also on today, where we witnessed a serious boycott by the power that be, that is the president, the vice president, the speaker, and the Senate pro tempore, that man that missed reactions in the public. And so I think we have so many things to talk about today.
Yeah, so many things. I'm not following up on the one from Johnsonville, whatsoever it is concerning the drugs. But the one thing that I know, the people will have to take matter into their own hands. When your future is being destroyed right before your very own eyes, and you got a government that is in power, that is not responsible, that cannot respond to an emergency, then it becomes an issue. I don't want citizens playing the role of law enforcement. But if people who are supposed to play the role of law enforcement, including that of the chief or the commander-in-chief, or I would say the chief law enforcement officer, and one thing people don't understand, the president is also the chief law enforcement officer in the country. If they cannot take matter into their hand as to the threat that we face, I mean the immediate and the future threat of the existence of Liberia, then more than likely our people got to play the role of vigilante. That's just why it is. Because your children are being destroyed, your nieces, your nephew, your neighbors are being destroyed. We're talking about 1 out of every 5. That's 20% of the overall population. That is, you are literally looking at the death of Liberia 15, 20 years from now. That's just why it is. So they will have to take matter into their own hands, because you wake up in the morning, you see their body here and there. I think the Yaga page is doing extremely well with this kind of a post. I think he the one been posting continuously on this issue of people dying in the streets. So what can the people do? Maybe the government, like I said, if you have a serious government, they won't look at 3.5 million and pull it in the budget of $800 million to fight drugs. And the issue of drugs and rehabilitation or whatsoever is going to be a fundamental pillar of the rescue agenda. He said it was an emergency, but the budget alone tells you that he's not serious. I told you our leaders, they are mostly interested in appeasing Western capital and focusing on that domestic policy. So that's why you got a flag day. It's of no significance to me, even though it's historical. But they believe that it's not an important day. That's why I say, why take an extra day off? Why declare it another holiday on a Monday, the first day of the work week, when you know that you're going to boggle all these programs and occasions? Because they know it are not significant. It's not of interest to them. That's just why it's all about. They travel out there. They create the impression that they're going to bring investors, when in fact they are literally traveling to steal, to get first-class services and get paid stipend and bonuses. That's just why it's all about. But that's a bro for you. Maybe we'll get it right one day. For now, we are still in the same slippery slope. Slope. I don't see anything changing. I'm not heavily vested in this rescue government. I know at the end of the 6th year, there will be nothing significant to show. I placed my bet before, and I can still place my bet in the middle and even after. So I'm not optimistic in terms of result. But that's where we are. The elections are over, so we'll see what happens.
Wonderful, Mark. Thank you. But Ali already here also in studio. We will bring you on soon. But let me see how best. But Mark, one of our regular follower, also, I think if I don't know whether you can still recall, there's this caller who always, every time when you call him, you always like to speak to the president first before going to the issues. You can still recall?
Because I don't know, maybe the name, maybe I'm the voice, but
Samuel is Samuel D. Kekula. I think that's the name, Samuel D. Kekula.
Oh, okay, yes. I think now the name rings a bell. He always calling on the show. He's a regular participant at Sktv. So
exactly. So one of our colleagues, yes. So one of our colleagues, before I bring Brother Ali on, one of our colleagues from the media, Julius J, posted something. But sometimes some of the callers, only a few of them, numbers that always, sometimes when they call it, but I think quite recently he stopped calling. So that was also very concerning. And when I saw this on the page of Julius J, that indeed Samuel Kekula was robbed by some people. In fact, he was doing business, he was changing money, he was scratch card business, and in fact, he was robbed, and the people took everything away from him. So, that's why he been quiet in the corner. And there's someone who been a regular on supporting the rescue government. Julia just try to flag that out. So that's how myself as well. I said no, but then because it's also concerning because it's also called on our show to make its own input, even though Mr. Kane and the rest of the team will say, maybe that I may stop calling, that I may go straight to the issues and just stop all that thing in doing. But more, this is concerning, and in fact, he's out of business, and nothing now he's doing, according to unconfirmed reports, he's somewhere around in the bush, somewhere around in Mount Gibby, because of what happened, because he was also having some people properties, laptops, phones, and so forth that were taken away, according to Julius Jeb on his Facebook page. So that was concerning. So I thought I wanted to bring that on our maybe discussion so that we can look at that also what we pass through. What say you with that? People always supporting these politicians, and sometimes at the end of the day, they go home with nothing, and the same government that they want to sing praises for, sometimes things happen. And with the latest of one of our sisters quite recently,
I saw that one. Yeah, the one who was sick that passed away, and she got picture with all these partisans. I think I understand the case you are trying to make here, but you see, that's why we come on Sktv. We don't like to play the regular politics. We talk about issue that affects people irrespective of their political party. Because the one thing that I know, I think it was a quote. I always rephrase this particular quote. I think it was from JFK. He said, "A society that cannot provide for the many who are poor won't be able to protect the few that are rich." And when he's talking about rich, he's talking about only people that got abundant wealth. He's talking about regular people that are doing better. And that's why when you got crime and you got economic problem and you got poverty, the people who are doing better become target because it's just part of basic human instinct. People must survive. Remember, if you're in a community where the average person cannot even afford a breakfast, and you get car, you got TV, you got electricity, who you think going to become the target in the community? You can only become the target. So living in that community puts you at risk. So when we talk about economic hardship, when we talk about the government embezzling from you, I don't expect for the government to come and take care of the individual. No, that's not the role of government. The role of a government is to create a condition wherein people will thrive, both individually and on a business standpoint in terms of investment. So if you will keep worshiping this politician thinking that you're going to benefit or that they know you're doing campaign time, no. Campaign season, people don't campaign after campaign. After election, when elections are over, it's time for governing and the people who were given the power to wield that power, right? So if you think that by posting on social media that you're friendly with Joseph Boaga or you're friendly with Nyomli Kanga, you're taking pictures with Magdala Kopo, if you think that's going to help you, then you got another thing coming because it's not their job. Yeah, it was just for the time being. They wanted your vote. That's politician. They will play according to the moment. At the time they wanted your vote, they will come down to your level. They will interact with you. But trust me, when that process is done, the people at the top, the people that are influential, that they know personally, those are the ones that will benefit. So I'm sorry hearing this about our brother, but that's reality. That's just life. I don't know how you're going to pick up the pieces. Maybe he can call some of these people, the rescue mission. Maybe they can have sympathy for him and come up with some resources just to get him back on his feet. Because I know that's why most of you, like you said, I've been following maybe 5 minutes before joining the show, that they worship these politicians thinking that they will get something that reward. No, we are not talking about individual reward. We are talking about a blanket reward wherein everybody, look, Melbourne, you think when the country is doing well, let me tell you something. Anywhere in the world, I learned that. Anywhere there is higher unemployment and poverty, crime rate always increase. Even in the United States, distressed community poses the highest crime in terms of drugs. So why make you think about Liberia? You look at our man that on drugs, he's addicted to substance, no job, no means of income, out of frustration, he resorted to drugs. What he think he's going to do next? He coming after anyone within his environment that is doing better because he must survive. So my brother, I'm sorry to say, that's why we come on Sktv. We advocate for a better Liberia, but from what you think it's about party, no. It's not
exactly
about party. You got to grow above this mentality of party or an individual is coming to help you just because you were visible during the campaign. No. When we campaign, when we push for a candidate, I'm not looking for anyone to come and rescue me. Because when the country is doing better, the individual will be able to do better irrespective of who's in power. But for you guys, no. You think that the political ideology or your party leader come before the country, and that's where the problem is. But sorry to hear that, my brother.
And that's the point, Mon, you are quite correct, 100%, because for me, I don't get it. Like, for example, sometimes if you go to the pool to vote, for example, before maybe Ali coming, if you go to the pool to vote, and you voted for that person, did the person now to the public? Did the person now to the society to either perform or not? And let the media judge the person. But you cannot, after voting for the person, you want to still be playing a defensive role. Monk, you just said everything. You just said everything. When we come here, people think that we come here to just criticize people. No. For what reason? So that, for example, if the government come out tomorrow morning and say, okay, tomorrow, the least salary for all 7 will be 300 USD. Maybe we'll come here and can criticize it for what?
No, why would I want to criticize it? Why would SKTV want to criticize for something? You know, they know that not too many good stories happening in the country, but they want us to change the narrative to suit their kind of their emotional outburst, right? Let's say, for example, I follow the conference or the Ticker 9 in Japan and how Japan is making investment. I'm looking at 68,000 smaller farmers benefiting in Ghana. They're carrying upward of 100 million. They're bringing technology to increase. And you look at a president that came with nothing, that can I give you an update that took an extra day off. You want me to come on SKTV or Truth FM and praise him because you think it will satisfy your curiosity? No, I won't do that. It will never, ever happen. The day the government decides to be responsible and they start bringing out results and we start seeing the impact in people's life, trust me, we'll blow Joseph Braga home on this platform as much as we want to. But until then, no, we are not going to change our narrative just because it suits your political agenda. That will never happen. Don't expect that from me. Maybe other people might do it, but not me.
Yeah, man. So to our brother Samuel D. Kekula, we are in empathy with you. We understand life is not easy. That's why, thank God, my brother. I know when somewhere now you understand that you say, no, I see why this guy always talking the way, because security was more. Can you imagine? You are not even safe. You come from doing your leg 1, 2, 1, 2 also, going home, people have to hijack you. But anyway, but Ali, welcome.
Oh, Ali here.
Yeah, but go on, before Ali come on.
No, Ali is there. Let him go. I think I said enough. I thought he was going. That's why, because he's been off the screen. So I think Ali is
what's up?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, what's up, Mom? Be born to our listening audience, followers. Yes, man. Just as you said, I was sympathetic to Samuel D. Kekula. Yeah, well, whenever he called, he had to say thank you to the president. And these are some of the things we talk about security in the country. Like Mon said, when you're doing something, and people know you're doing 1 or 2 things, the criminals, they will always be watching you. These are some of the things we have to be careful. These politicians that we support, some of them, they don't even say know us. And they're behind them with social media. We are insulting people, parents. We are insulting people for these people. They don't even say know us. And if somebody don't even know you when you get in problem, how will they reach out to you? But I feel for him whatsoever he's going through, because when you're doing the money chincho thing and what have you, sometimes you get people property. Somebody will come to you, oh yes, Mayborn. Okay, I want you to give me some money. Okay, I will give you my laptop as collateral, all of these things. And people go and give their things as collateral and they give money out to people. So I feel what she's going through. I just pray, and by the grace of God, that some of those government officials try to come to his rescue, because I know why it is. I have somebody who went through the same thing. When people broke into his place and people property and thing that they gave to him. We know how this money changes, maybe you know. So I just feel for him. I pray that he get out of this situation. This is something that he was not looking up to. And we are not going to say, oh, that Unity Party, man, you used to be calling this and that. Everybody entitled to support any political party of your choice. Okay, everybody cannot go the same way. Everybody, you believe in this person, you follow them. So it is what it is, and I hope everything goes well with him.
But maybe that would do them a favor. That would do our part, right? As the panelists on SKTV, we will do it because of moral reason in the name of fairness. And he's a regular caller on the show, even though the ideology that they subscribe to, that they want personal gain from politicians, we won't do that. But what we advocate for, say he's a regular caller here, I will use this platform and say, Mr. President, all the people in the higher ups, let's be fair here. You're dealing for thank you very much because he wanted power so. I think that's why he voted for you. Noah Gotolo got $6,000 to start some farming adventure. So maybe you guys can look for our brother too, since he's in distress. He lost almost everything he had going financially. Maybe you guys could be a help to him. I'm not saying that you're responsible for doing that, but at least to your diehard supporters and your sympathizers, I think there should be a way you should look out for them, because since you cannot deliver on the national level, then you might as well reward the people that put their neck on the line for you. So on behalf of the how do you call it, Sktv and the panelists here today, you guys will use this platform and say you can reach out to the brother. I mean, just give him something to get back on your feet to start life over again, because it's a very tough thing, especially in the case of Liberia where you don't have a job and you're strapping to get back on a daily basis to end up losing everything because of armed robbery or whatsoever it is. It's a very tough thing. So that's all we can do in Sktv.
Yeah, Mark, let me also join you because what you guys are saying, all of these things have their own emotional stress, because let me be frank. That, for example, some of us are even attached to this platform like Sktv. When people see you, like that, who are Sktv? So people have their own way of, like doing when they did that, So they will put everything with who United Party, who rescue team supporter. So we are saying this to all of you out there, people, please. We are appealing to all of you, and right now as we speak, we get information that is in the bush. God, I don't even know how to even talk because among these things have its own emotional stress. Because a young person thinking about better life, thinking that yes, indeed, let me be able to work hard for my family, and see few of people will just come and take away everything I work for just because of lack of security. So again, Mark, I join you people to say yes, indeed, on behalf of Sktv, we are calling, even if it costs for us to do this every week, or in fact, a few days in a week, we will do it, at least so that the government will be able to pay attention the same way that you help, how they call, save, I don't know, I can call, I don't know, all the people, yeah, man.
No, Gotolo.
Yeah, but the whole life very interesting. No, but let me tell you, there are some people that government can always give money to some of the people in 1987. These are real soldiers. These kind of people that you see tomorrow. These are people that will tell you that I'm going there to print my own shite. In fact, I will mobilize people. I will go out there to do that. That's what we keep saying. Don't muscle democracy. Allow people to freely associate. Don't insult other people just because they in party A and you in party B. You don't know tomorrow who will be a help to you tomorrow. But again, Mark.
But no, don't get it twisted in politics. It's not about foot soldier. You can be a foot soldier, but it's about recognition. It's about strategic positioning. How closer you are to the people in the top, right, or at the top. Because you can go on a campaign trail, you can knock on doors, you can be energetic all you want, you can put your neck on the line for them. But the question is, are the people at the top recognizing your effort? If they are lucky enough to win, are they going to consider you? There are only a few people that are visible that will become the main beneficiaries. So maybe he was a foot soldier, but he was not a recognizable foot soldier that when it come time to share the Chinese buffet to get his plate, maybe that's why it is. So it's not only about
Mark, so we gotta move on now. Thank to all of you at least for giving him that at least attention. Thank God. At least people not see us as people who they come here that is just stated, who come here and just talk about all of the ills in society. But we also have empathy, we also have love, we also have everything. But Mom, I'm getting this breaking news from one of the online media. Verity Online News is breaking the news that this paper has just received multiple leaked audio recordings of senior LDA officials covering UP, because I think they say covering, I know it's UP or up trucks user or UP, I think that's what you're trying to say here, user and dealers. We will start dropping them one by one in 15 minutes. Please, so that's the latest news. That in fact, I'm hearing the news also being the same, that in fact there are a lot of video recordings, there are a lot of recordings, audio recordings pertaining to some advocates into the LDA who are also quote unquote hiding some of the drugs dealers and drug users into the government. What say you with the latest news?
Well, we expect more from the LDA. It's nothing new.
Even though unconfirmed, yes, indeed unconfirmed. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, we won't delve into that because it's still breaking, and for us, we got to get full details before we can elaborate on any training topic of the day. But that story is nothing new. I just know that over time we'll get to know more about the LDA because it's confirmed that even the people that are at the top, they are the one peddling drugs in the country. So it's not one person that said it. It's confirmed by even the acting or the next, the guy that is next in line from the LDA. So we got more to see, and the drugs issue is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's a lucrative business. Matter of fact, we said that the people that work in the security apparatus, they're not giving the rightful pay, the logistical support is not there. So the issue is not going anywhere anytime soon. Most especially the economic condition in Liberia, people are suffering. So that's just why it is. But we'll get more information, more news, and more audio or leaks. Either way you consider it, we'll still get more information coming from the LDA. So let's get hanging a little bit. Maybe the next 24 hours, maybe you might get more than what you are receiving right now.
Indeed, Mark. So then go back to the Johnsonville. I'm going to play you this video. This is the happening there from Johnsonville. Actually, we call it the rehabilitation, the temporary rehabilitation center in Johnsonville. There are a lot of news coming out that the facility are worrying because of the disadvantaged youth. Some of them go out at night time, according to them. Some of them, so many things happening. But Mark, what say you with the young people leaving a camp and going? Because this is one of the video that been circulating on the social media. Let me see quickly. Let me play the video quickly. Then we'll be able to dive into, or in fact, you'll be able to answer the question. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mark. So this is the video. That video been circulating on the social media. That one of the video that the young people, quote unquote, or some of the young people who were taken to the rehabilitation center in Johnsonville, some of them have been seen, or they have been seen escaping or leaving from the rehabilitation center. What say you? Especially with some items like rice and mattresses. So what say you, brother?
It's a tough thing when you put people in a rehabilitation center because drugs is very addictive. I'm not a professional when it comes to drugs, but no rehabilitation is almost like you are encamping people. You want to treat them. So, but then security is also important because these people, they are addicted. And when they can't get access to drugs, their body going to respond that way, right? They want something. They must sell something. That's why you call drugs addiction. So you see them carrying the mattresses from the rehabilitation center because they want to go and sell it to go and get drugs. So the rehabilitation center got to do her own due diligence. They got to put the security measures in place and monitor these people because monitoring is a very important issue in rehab. Or it's not only about drugs. Even people you put in medical facility at a certain point in time, they want to get out. So let's talk about people who are on drugs, who are hooked up on drugs and substance abuse. More than likely, if we don't have certain security measure and monitoring system in place to keep an eye on them, then they will end up breaking prison or breaking out from that particular rehab center, and that's what you see happening. That's the most you can say about that. That would be the only reason they would try to leave.
So then, let's go back to the issues of system, because mind you, I think similar thing like this happen. Like for example, people will say, okay, during the days of the OMIL or the UN, right? I think there was a little process that was put into place. So if you say that in fact that you want to rehabilitate these people, and I don't even know what let's say is there because there have been so many restrictions when it comes to media. They've been come, oh yes, the media shouldn't just come like that. We know from now on, we have work to do. Well, all of these things, if if these young people, if they're not seeing themselves, like for example, watching television, having that kind of friendly lives, is that what they are living?
Yeah, rehabilitation is expensive thing. You need. I mean, it's an expensive thing too. You need resources, right? And you cannot have people in rehab then you are getting short on resources like food, maybe entertainment. You got to make them to feel like they are still out there, even though they are in a particular facility. So if you are in a rehab center, maybe you get this rehabilitation center running, you're running out of logistical support, you're running out of money and things when it comes to feeding as well, because you're not only trying to get people off of drugs. It's almost like you encamping them, right? And when you encamp
Mhm.
people, there are things that you got to supply them with. So in the absence of these resources and support, more than likely they will still leave those facilities and find themselves in the street because they are already addicted. It's substance abuse and it's part of them. It's in their bodies, in their system. They must consume it all the time. So like I said, it's not only about the logistical support, it's all about the monitoring. In America, when you go to the drug rehab, they got time that they're supposed to be even in bed. Grown men, if you cannot be in the facility by at least 7 o'clock or 6:30 p.m., you cannot sleep there. So they got rules and regulations. I don't know who's running that rehab center, but there are a lot of things that you must put in place to actually run a competent rehabilitation center because it's a process. It's not a one-day thing to
Wow.
police grown-ups.
But Ali, what say you with the young people who are taken to the rehabilitation center there in Johnsonville, the temporary rehabilitation center, and they were seen with some items, in fact, leaving the facility. What say you?
Just as Monk said it, these people, when you take them over there, when they are there, they have to feel like they are home. Okay? Like you are asking as to whether because TV not there, this and that. All of these things have to be there. Make sure these people they are over there, they are taking well care of them. All of these things have to be put in place. They should be there, even say be regretting. But why were they taking drugs? You think okay, like when I leave drugs, I can live a better life. Make them feel like that they are still useful in the society, and what they were doing it was very wrong. That they can change from it. So these are some of the things. But if you think you will just get them over there, you get they cook in the morning, they eat, and that's all to eat in the evening again. They cook, they eat. No, you have to even say carry these people. You put some strategies in place, policies, and things they should be learning. They can't just be over there. You feed them in the morning and in the evening. There are so many things to be done. Like Mon said, they get time that even in the day they have to go to bed and rest. You see, they should be learning something. But you can't just get them there because you want to be feeding them and they are there. Only food they eating, nothing, even no entertainment for them. So rehabilitation is very expensive. That's why it's hard for you to just see people getting into it, because if you're getting into it, they are spending money and that money is not coming back to you. That's how it's looking like. It's not something
So,
cheap.
so,
It's very expensive.
so should we say that the government, quote unquote, alleged that maybe the government, they have no concern, or maybe they have no budget for that? Mark, but let me start with you before, but Aliu, should we say that because mind you, all these things are ongoing now. There are just people who will have maybe trying to fight drugs, trying to put our young people together back to back, but because there's no specific budget now for that. So, and up to date, we haven't received any communication from the government stating that yes, indeed, we want to clearly state that we agree. We, in fact, we buttress this. In fact, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. But everything just remain the same. What say you?
Well, I will talk about the seriousness. We don't expect the government to do everything, but there are things that government are required to do or is required to do, right? In terms of support. That's why you got subsidies. If the government is really serious about fighting drugs, they got individuals that will have their own rehabilitation center, whether it's NGO or private organization. But that's when the government will step in because the government knows it's a very tough thing, right? And when individuals take on the initiative, it almost like they are trying to take the burden off the government's shoulder. But the government should also be there to help. I know to chime in. If you are running a facility that will cost you like $15,000 a month, that's why the government will come to give you something. Man, we can give you 15 grand, but at least let's 6 grand. You can add it up to your budget just to make sure that. But there is no comprehensive plan. The president, like I said, you look at our government budget of 800 plus million, and they only allocated 3.5 million for fighting drugs. So the budget alone tells you that the government could care less about fighting drugs. So what makes you think I will believe they will go to private individual rehab center to provide the kind of logistical support that are needed. I don't think so. It's not going to happen. So the president will decide, or the individual or organization that decide to run that rehab center, I just hope they can reach out to their donors and secure more funding. But other than that, I don't expect the government to come in to intervene, because they themselves don't even have a play of their own. If they can't even pay their own workers well and give them the logistical support, what make you think they will have money to give to individual private rehab centers?
But I never say you know, can make you what? God. Well,
Yeah, maybe I will join you later. I need to pick my children up.
All right, good. Thank you. So today I'll have to talk about our brother Mark. Mark, you are quite correct. Let me be frank. And because the LDA, they've been crying for ever so long about the justice. They've been crying about their welfare. Government are paying attention to them. Some of them are making $90. Look, those of you who watching this show, that's what some of your LDA officers I see dressed that so. Some of them they're making $90. According to multiple reports, that they're making $90, some of them making $130. In fact, some of them, in fact, they're even doing pro bono. Pro bono. That means they are doing volunteerism. Some of them they are there for, okay, my man gonna go. And they even confirm that. They have an LDA office, they confirm that indeed they have people on their, or they call it standby. But those people, they are actively working. Where in this world are you be fighting drugs? But you have people more.
You're making $90 a month.
Some more
yeah.
And these are people that our people keep hearing me. For me, I don't get it. Let me find. Look, Mo says something here, and some of you who are listening, if you don't take these things into serious consideration, look, Liberia will go nowhere. It is your right to vote for these people. But hold these people accountable. Today, the president, the vice president, the speaker, the Senate president, all of them, they walk out. And they see the normal thing in most states that it meant nothing. The flag of Liberia that we all will say I pledge allegiance. So what are you pledging allegiance to if you're walking out? Mom, maybe we could just transition quickly before.
No, the thing about the flag is not only about the material or a piece of cloth. It's a symbolic representation of the country, right? So when you talk about Flag Day, it's not only about the day itself, it's all about having a sober reflection about the country, the history, where we are right now and where we are headed, right? That's just why it's all about. So when people say, okay, yeah, the flag is not significant, yeah, okay, this flag as a material, it's just a piece of cloth with emblems and straps on it. It's not what we are looking at. We are talking about the representation of the country. We're talking about the psychology of the country and how things happen in the country since our existence. It's almost like Independence Day. The day have been going for more than 100 and some more years, but every time that day come back, we reflect. It's a day of sober reflection to be like where we are right now, what we need to do to get to where we want to be. That's why it's all about. So if you got the people from the hierarchy of government that can barely respect your flag day, they can just step out of the country. That's why I say, well, the essence of even taking the saying it's fair on a Sunday, then you might as well just go back to work on Monday. Why taking the money off on the people who are at the top? They don't even respect the day. So the man who's selling a late potato green or pepper color out there, why should you take a day off? She got to go out there to grind to survive. Matter of fact, her business on a day-by-day basis, she must sell today to eat tomorrow. So if you're taking all these holidays, then it means you are just suffocating people economically. That's just why it is. So it's nothing new. But like you said, the issue of drugs, maybe. If you got drugs that is posing a systemic risk to the country, both in the near and the distant future, or even currently, right? And the government cannot even give you logistical support, then indirectly, the government is aiding and abetting the spread of drugs. Because if you look at our LDA officer, even though drugs is very lucrative and it got economic benefit in terms of the people who are peddling drugs, they're making way more money. And the people who you expect to fight drugs, you can't even get them basic salary or living wage or livable wages. What make you think that the issue of drugs is going to slow down anytime soon, maybe? Because the reason people can pay you, right? Or the reason people will pay you, that's why they can do an assessment as to how much they can pay you for any job. They look at the cost of living, they do their calculation, they look at the economy, they look at like the price of goods and services, inflation. These are things that people take into consideration before they can determine your pay. Okay, maybe even though all the civil servants are not being paid handsomely, but if drugs if Joseph Boaga fundamentally believed that drugs is a threat to Liberia, who do you think should be making the most money of all civil servants right now? DEA officer.
It's a DEA, yeah.
Because they are the one on the front line. We are talking about a risk to the country, both in the present and into the future. If there is a national security threat to Liberia, then who do you think should be getting paid the most? But like I said, they're not interested. That's why you can't get nothing coming out of there. So I'm surprised that drugs is pouring into the country and you got brothels and ghettos all over the place in all counties now, all the major point of interest, when the logistical support is not even there, the patrol cars, people that are at the border, who do you think should be paying the most? The people at the border should even be paid more because they are the one on the very front line. I'm not saying they should be rich. I'm not saying that they deserve more than any other civil servant, but at the current moment in time, based on the risk and the threat, they should be getting more. But you're not even interested in increasing that salary, but you want to believe going to be.
Seriously, Monk, you are quite correct. Because look, Monk, I did ask one of my friends from the DEA. I said, "Well, the way you guys dress and the way you guys look, and in fact, the risks also in this job that you guys do, how the living condition?" And the guy looked in my face for a long time. Maybe I don't know. He said, "Well, you know, maybe or they have the kind of saying law for country." I said, but everybody love Liberia now. Everybody love the country. So how can lawmaker be taking home 15,500 gallons of coupon per month? You have free life to live, but only you should go and put your life on the. Oh God, yeah, Monk. Look, we in here.
Yeah, but let me tell you something, right? The reason I say we ain't ready for business, anywhere you find drugs, it always come with violence and death. Because the people who bring in the merchandise, all the drugs into the country, they must protect their commodity. They should protect their consignment. They are gone because it's illegal. That's why they are using an illegal point of entry, like porous areas in the border, right? They are coming through the border. If you are at the border as a security man, your life is at risk. You could get killed at any given point in time. So who do you think want to put their life on the line for $130 per month?
Let me
give you one example.
The LD officer that got killed in how they call this place here? Corwell. Yes, Corwell. Yeah, I just want to know.
Everything in life is about risk and reward. Why make you think I will put my life on the line for $130 per month? At the border or at any major point of crossing at the border or any porous space or illegal border crossing point? Why we want to do that? Maybe the drugs cartel, they are so powerful global. Let me tell you something. In this, because one of the highest producers of drugs in the world is Colombia. And the reason they target Mexico because Mexico is close to America. 90% of the illegal drugs that enter America comes through Mexico. Look, from Mexico to Colombia, the deaths that are being recorded. The drug cartel is so powerful that almost like they have another national army in the country to fight the legitimate army. Wherein they got war tanks, they got assault rifle, they got drones, they got helicopters. Can you imagine a drug cartel being fully military rather than the national army? You did that job, and you are the border in a country like Liberia where they are bringing in drugs in the millions or hundreds of thousands, and the government giving you $130. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Well, my dear, we have 2 more minutes to go. I think we'll go for the news break. We'll come back. We will go into while our lawmakers, while our government officials heard about the president boycotted the Flag Day celebration. Maybe the most started already, best known to them. But what kind of example is that showing to us as people to see our national leaders? All of them, though, especially those ones at the top level, you know, when you put all of the budget together, look, these are guys, or in fact, these are people who enjoy the budget. But again, the same people that enjoy the budget, all of them they boycotted today, and they were able to send someone there to go there and press it on behalf of the government, like somebody going Ghana, or somebody going Guinea, or somebody going Sierra Leone, and say, okay, yeah, let me send my person to go there and press it on behalf of the government of Liberia. So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Sktv show, the Monday edition. As a matter of fact, this is holiday here in Liberia, having to be the 25th of August. Lemon said the month of August is gradually winding down, and there's no more time. I think by tomorrow, we'll be making us exact 1 month since our president sent his team in the market. Well, anyway, oh, the country interesting. But Mark, quickly before we go, yeah, that's the thing. So tomorrow we're making us 1 month because I think the president said, no, don't worry. King asked for right. It's not a mark. We're having some work here done behind the scene. So the how you get the sound. So that means the sound system. We're trying to do more work behind the scene. So we have major thing ongoing behind the scene. So you hear all of us talking like this. You will hear all the voices, the audio coming out in the phone and man. So yes, indeed. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll be making out 30 days, right, Mark? Am I correct?
30 days for what?
For the window shop, oh, more you forgetting about the window shopping, the president said?
Oh,
You know,
after the oh my God, man, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, you after the news break, I'll catch you, bro.
Thank you. So, folks, we gotta go. All right, so that go for this break. Our news team already on our back here. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and United Nations Development Planning, will this week commence a 3-day workshop on the overall of Liberia's National Affairs Implementation Project. And Nammo Partner for Democratic Development appreciates the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning for establishing a revenue sharing regulations in the country. And away from Liberia, at least 20 people, including 5 journalists, are reported to have been killed in the Israeli strike on a hospital in southern Gaza. That's a news summary or news headlines, and now the news in detail. The opposition Congress for Democratic Change has announced plans to construct a new national headquarters in Congotan with work expected to be completed in 1 year. Speaking on OKFN in Monrovia, Eugene Nangwe, Chief of Office Staff in the office of former President George Weah, announced that a special building committee had been named to lead the project. According to Eugene Nangwe, the party is currently awaiting Weah's return from abroad. The party will hold a groundbreaking ceremony. Nangwe also revealed that during the party's eviction last week, he contacted Police Inspector General Gregor Common to request a short extension until Wednesday, but the police insisted on ahead with the eviction. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry, in collaboration with the United Nations Economic Commission and for Africa and the United Nations Development Program, will this week commence a 3-day workshop on the role of Liberia's National Affairs
implementation strategy. The workshop to be held at the Mama Point Hotel in Monrovia is intended to build the capacity of local stakeholders on effectively implementing Liberia's commitment for the affect commence awareness and boost the country's aspect of goods and services by targeting new markets and expanding its market share. It is also aimed at strengthening the productivity capacity of local SMEs, leverage the capacity of the association. Besides, the workshop seeks to promote Liberia's participation in regional and global value chains, foster an inclusive economic group that integrates women, youth, and that vulnerable population. It requires to realize the WAFT initiative. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is focused to fostering collaboration with the private sector and civil society to ensure inclusive and participatory approach during the understanding of key stakeholders in the initiative. The initiative is expected to outcome of the rollout strategy includes conducting a nationwide awareness and sensitizing advocacy focusing on resident or residents, ministry and agency. The Ministry of Post and Internal Communications has announced a temporary halt on air mails shipments to the United States beginning tomorrow, August 26, 2025. In an official statement released today, the ministry cited recent charges to the U.S. Customs regulation as reasons for the suspension, especially U.S. authorities are set to implement the suspension of the Ministry of Mines Energy. According to the release under this new policy, all shipments, regardless of their value, would now be subject to customs duties, which must be paid by the transport company. As a result of the Postal Service temporary suspension, outlined that's airmailed delivery to the United States while the government and stakeholders work to resolve the matter. The ministry emphasized that this suspension implies only those shipments destined by the United States or other international postal service remain optional and effective. The Commissioner of ODS Congotan, Elora Han, has expressed his appreciation to the government and people of the People's Republic of China for ongoing 2 weeks seminar on the emergency response for African countries, speaking during an ongoing awareness in China. Elora Han commended China, especially investing in building the capacity of African nations, something he believes will pave the way for African countries to become self-reliant and equal partners with China. He noted that the training had provided valuable the highlighting the area of emergency response for all participants, stressing the importance of being the first respondent. The commissioner further revealed that operation skills have been enhanced and they are now equipped to identify potential dangers in large structures and applying basic search and response in Africa. And away from Liberia, at least 20 people, including 5 journalists, are reported to have died in an Israel strike on a hospital in southern Gaza. Several were killed in an initial strike and others in a second. The Hamas-run civil defense said. That's a news bulletin at 7. To end this news, a recap of our major.
Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say. Gini, what's that? Come on. Yo, what's that? What? TV. I'm not going to say.
All right. Yeah. So, folks, we're back after the news break. Mario, as usual, from Monday straight to Friday, at 7 o'clock, we usually go for news break. And 7:15 after the news bulletin, we continue the show up to 8 o'clock. Yeah, so many things to talk about. I know that there are a lot of things been trending. But Mark, let me see where's Mark. Monk. Okay, but I think it's here. I think Monk stay on his break. Monk will join us very, very soon. But I don't know whether you set and ready now, or maybe you stay on your break. Excuse me. Okay, good. So you are ready to go. Yeah, so many things happening now in the news. Like I don't know whether you get some of the happening, reaching from the latest news that you people are prepared and set and ready to build your new political party. I don't know how soon will that be, but that also capturing in our news bulletin. What say you, everything?
Yeah, thank you, Mabon. Yeah, the new party headquarters, the committee will be announced tonight. Yes, like I said this morning on one of our sister show, we are just waiting for the president to, the former president to announce when will be the groundbreaking ceremony, whether it will be before or after his country tour. When I call it to Mr. Nangbe today, I think that will be done before the country tour. And we are looking at in 1 year time to complete the party headquarters. That will be state of the art party headquarters. But according to him, President, we are saying he wanted to be done in less than a year, and everything is already set. And the committee will be announced tonight, and immediately groundbreaking and whatsoever will be done in subsequent time, and the construction will start. Yes.
Well, so we stay into this discussion. That's the news there for you people coming from the angle of the CDC. And those of you who also listen to us and maybe you're part of the CDC, that's good news for all of you there. But let's go back to one of the other trending news also coming from one of the deputy director of the LBS. I think he did apologize. I think his name is Deep Flow. Is that the flow who said that information they complete and that have been highly reacted to by Liberians. And Liberians, they have their own misreaction to that. And finally, he came out today to say that his email, sometimes they make the errors and so forth. But what say you? with our people. Sometimes they make these statements like politics is just about war. What before transition?
Mabon, I always saying this, we have to be very careful when we are in opposition. What we say or do, tomorrow it will come back at us. And even when you are working in government, you have to be careful what you say and do, because tomorrow, who knows, you won't be in power no more. Another government will come, and probably you are qualified that they could absorb you, but because of what you said when you were in power then, and then it go after you. Like we also what D Flows did as a government officials working for government. When CDC party headquarters was demolished, he came out and said, "Oh yeah, mission accomplished. I can now put in my diary that CDC or they were evicted, they no more have a party headquarters and all of these things." And people do make mistake. And as for me, the only thing I like in life, maybe even when you do wrong, when you realize your mistake, I'm cool with you. So for me, I hold nothing against him in as much as he realized his mistake. I'm cool with that. And I urge all us Tunisians, whosoever, let it go liberate what we have. This issue of keeping grudges, they can't take out anywhere, but just to carry all backward. So if he did that, I highly appreciate it, and I'm cool with that.
When I go back, I agree with you, Brother Ali, but you're one person who always criticizing some of your brothers and sisters from that end that whenever they come down, instead of them contributing to the growth and development of the country, sometimes these guys, or sometimes some of our brothers and sisters from that end, they sometimes manipulate, sometimes create confusions and so forth, because this kind of statements coming from someone at that level, and at the end of the day, coming back and say, okay, when people, I'm sorry for whatsoever thing, and so forth. And he meant what he said, according to other people, that yes, he said that, and that was right. But what say you with the level of let's say environment? You come from another end where you live in a civilized world, and you come to a third world country like Liberia, and there are no changes. What say you? All right. So, like Brother Alius is struggling to reconnect. So, people, if you just joining us in the deputy, I think is deputy for. Let me see quickly. Let me just go back to that, but it's one of the deputy there at the LBS who said that in fact the government mission was accomplished according to him, but then later on again he said no, he's sorry. What he said was someone would say quote unquote was liquor talk, and but these things, let me frank and let's say true to true that these are things that when we say yes, some of you you get angry. So again, to come from a civilized society, there should be a changes. Like for example, those of you who live in the nation capital, you move from here, like for example, and go into some of the lower counties, or to go into some of the villages or the villages, and you and the people who live in these villages or these villages, they're not different. Then something is wrong. Let's be frank and let's just say true to power. This fellow, he's Deputy Director General T. Flo Flomo Yabo Second. I think he's the for system, right? Like we are broadcasting system, they're coming. Yes, indeed. So to come out and say these things. So, Brother Ali, I was asking you about the changes into the way we do things as people. People who come from the quote unquote the civilized world and come to people who live in a third world country, a country where people think that the issue of civilization is still high, and to come and join the people and do the same thing. I'm very concerned. What happening?
Maybe most of the time when I say this, but everybody get their own way of thinking. And I always ask the question, why is it that when we leave from America, Australia, Canada, other parts of the world, people expect us to go back and change things. But most of all, when we go, it is quite unfortunate that when we go, we make things worse. You see, because whatsoever, for example, what I'm doing in America, if I had the opportunity to go and share, or people believe that I'm supposed to go with my expertise to change things, instead of me going and they see old thing I met there and I decide to flow with it, then what the essence of me going? You see? So when you go, you have to come up with your own strategy, your own experience, and you share it with whosoever. And this is how we expect our country to change. But instead, when we go there, we go with the flow and we even say destroy the system. So people like D Flow, he been in this country for a very long period of time. He campaigned for this government and coming out to be saying this. And what do you expect all of media practitioners to say in the country? And as a government employee, anything you say, you work for government. People will look at the government ugly. But as I said, when he realized a mistake, that's cool. And those that leave from here to go back to Liberia, 75 to 80% of them, my brother, they don't change nothing in the country. They only make situation worse. Even your police IG is number one. All the years he been in America here, what have he done different to say, oh yes, our police is like this now? You saw the human rights report. This is why some of these people with all that degree they get in America, they can work here. When they're Liberia, they can go. And when they come back, they will sit here because America believe in doing background check. When they do your background check, maybe we're working with True FM in Liberia, all the year you were working there, how you work there, everything. Your character, your background check, that's why we carry you. That's why some of these people, when they come back here, they go back and sit down on platform to discuss politics. Because when they do background check, they're not fitting in society here no more because of the way they can conduct themselves when they go back home. So it is quite unfortunate. That's all.
Mark, most of our people, they have been given positions just because the way they react to people on the social media. But someone just said, someone in fact commented the person that I think it's Jackie, and she said, in fact, she said that that's a result of putting in hustler and incompetence in government. And someone said that's also true by what insulting president. Okay, someone will ask him how he get a job. I think that was Trocomo ask, but who gave men like D Flomo job, my people? And Nathan M. Play said, okay, true by insulting former President George. We are on social media or Facebook. But Mark, let's go back. People have been given opportunity to serve, but when they are given somebody opportunity, they seem like they are into war zone. I don't get it. What's going on?
Well, you got to praise your masters. That's why they were giving job. That's the difference between government and private sector. Private sector, they look for competence. In government, if someone can just praising you, that's it. A D floor journalist, if Eugene Fagon's to be leading or be the head of the LBS, no. But they were the one insulting for Joseph Baga. It's the same thing we saw. That's why I said the longer Liberia stays with this two-party state, it will be the same thing. It gets state for that. You bring people, you call them consultant, because someone who is considered to be a consultant, we're talking about decade worth of experience, we're talking about expert. You know, you can learn a job, you can execute that job. At a certain point in time, you become an expert based on your extensive knowledge. In Liberia, people who praise you take musician, you put it on government payroll, people who you want on the radio talking nonsense, even though somebody are just commentators, they're not even journalists, you give them government or institution to run. That's just why it is. So I'm not surprised that people like D-Flow now get their van, nowhere go to you get praise Joseph Boaga, they give you something in exchange for what you did. That's just what it's all about. There's nothing more than that, bro.
Well, Mark, okay, so let's move quickly before we go to the line with our government officials. We're back after the news break. Boycotting the flag day. I know that you started with that already, but now where we're going to climax and go to our people and interact with them. But I want you to give us, because you're always giving your own fair analysis, especially when it comes to the issues, of our country. But I move on more with almost hurricane of our government at a higher level, boycotting the flag day. What that send out? What are the kind of more signal been sent out there to the public?
They think that they are not serious for domestic policy. They are not interested in making the country better. They are not interested in new ideas. Once you can make a trip, international trip, because it gives an impression that you're working on behalf of the country. That's the perception instead of the reality. That's why I told you, if you can pay attention to presidents in their day-to-day activities, you can tell the one with vision and the one that are visionless, right? The presidents with vision, they always spend more time in their country trying to solve issues at home. The useless one always hop on an airplane to travel outside the country because they get their reward from traveling. When you look at the presidential budget, right, the way how it's allocated, you got to exhaust the money that is allocated for that office within a particular time frame. And one of the way they pay themselves is through international trip, because that way they get bonuses, they get stipend, they allocate budget for themselves, they make money. So the president will make more money traveling out of the country than when he sits in the country. So the average man does not understand that. He thinks that when the president leave the country, he's going for strategic partnership, they're going to bring business, they're going to make it a lot better. That's a lie. You will be there in poverty for the next 50 years. That's just why they are not there. They are not making trades because they want to make you better. It's about lining their pockets. So if a national holiday will come and they will bulk up, it's just telling that they don't have regard for that particular holiday. It's insignificant to them. And like I said, the flag is not just a piece of cloth, right? It's more of a symbolic representation of the country. It's a day of reflection. Let's see where in spirituality, the way you get National Thanksgiving, National Day of Prayer. These are days that are for reflection. If you're a spiritual person or you're into religion, that's just what these days are for. Independence Day or Flag Day and all these things, they are historical day that you sit and reflect where we are coming from, where we are going, or where we want to go. What can we do now to improve the future? That's what these days are all about. But if the president, his hierarchy, and the people at the top going to bulk out, then it tells that they don't have interest and it's of no significance to them. I mean,
and more quickly, because I just want to do the follow-up question. Do you also sense that because maybe sometimes one of the reasons why our students fail in some of the exams is because we don't care about our own history? Because all of these things also is like wiping away your own history. I don't get it.
History, I told you, I said of all the courses you can study in the world of academia, right? Philosophy and history go longer, right? They go a long way. Because history teaches you about the past. It teaches you about the mistake of the past. It tells you how to prepare yourself moving into the future. And philosophy is almost like a roadmap. Is your personal guide. That's why you see countries that got stronger culture, they always do better because they got like a template that they work with. That they don't do things randomly, right? Everything is put into place, whether they are in structures, whether they are in laws, whether it's about their tradition. All these things, they are meant to guide you in life. So you don't be making random decisions. And in the case of Liberia, even from the days I was in school in Liberia, not too many history read about Liberia. We read about Asian Africa, we read about yeah, we don't study our own history. And if you don't know your own history, then it most definitely means that you don't know where you are going. You know, one of my, I can remember, let me get this short story. This gone time, right, when they had a George Floyd protest here, you know, the young college kids, you know, they are so, for them, it's all about emotion. They just jump on the screen, anything. I saw them, they say the breaking statue, the Antifa. I wanted to pick and say, this statue that you are breaking down, right? You know what this statue was, or any history, whether you go to the Roman Empire or when you go to any Asian civilization. Do you know why they have statues? It reminds you of the past. No country got a perfect history. They get it good, they get it bad and ugly. So this statue, it tells you that the mistake we make in the past, we cannot do it again, whether it's about slavery, whether it's about inequality. That's why these are symbols that teach you about the past so that you can use them to make better decisions in the future. But you are breaking them. And the people who told you to break them are the one that was supporting slavery. So you just a fool. You just a dumb kid, because if you were going the street to bring down history, to bring down statue in the name that you fought in religion, then you are just a dummy, because that's the reason they were put in the society in important areas in the country, so it serves as a reflection and as a guide for the future. But you bringing it down in the name of a protest, you just a dumb kid. And then he just looking at me and say, yeah, because you are a stupid kid, that's why you are bringing down statue. He didn't utter a word.
And more before you come in, and who to blame in that or maybe situation?
Well, the cultural context, the people that are in power, the people that kind of instigating or rebellion in the name of protest, that's just why it's all about, because they got a motive. I said the people who are telling you to break down the statute, they were the one that supported slavery back in the day when the other people decided to stop slavery. So they are trying to erase their own history, but you think you are protesting. You don't understand the logic they are using on you because you are a young kid. I understand when you are young, you can be dumb. You don't think, you just go by your emotion. Or nowhere in the world anyone erase history. You go to Greek, you go to Babylon, you go to ancient Egypt. That's why you got monuments. That's why you got museum. It teaches you about the past because the past will be what you will use to guide you into the future. Nobody destroy statues. Nobody erase history. You just don't get. That's why you are doing it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. But I didn't what say you before go to the line to interact with our people with the issue of Flag Day, even the history that Monjo talk about, because mind you, this day was signed into law somewhere around October 25th, 1915. But again, nobody cares. People don't talk about these things. It is with you to talk about it or not. But go ahead, my dear brother. What say you?
Yeah, my man, the issue, excuse me, the issue today, we're hearing that the president boycotted his own Flag Day. And I think last year was the same thing again. And this year, the same thing, vice president, senate protest, speaker, deputy speaker. And I don't really know. But for me, I'm just seeing it like, I don't know, these people, they try to do damage control or the another rhetoric. Because they did a sitting during the retirement, the outgoing Chief Justice, Mistress Yo, they see people, they didn't attend her program. So maybe they are doing it now to say, oh yes, even doing the outgoing Chief Justice program, we didn't attend it, so that's the city. And you can't do that because even though that's another historic event that went on all the time she served for, but this one, it had to do with the country National Flag Day, to see the president staying away. And we have not yet anything from the presidential press secretary, Kula Fufana, to tell us this was the reason why the president couldn't attend the Flag Day program. But we know our president, we pray for him, but we know he's ill. And going over there had to do a lot of walking and other things. So he said, let me just stay away. But it is what it is. They already finished today, and we'll wait to hear from them. Why was the reason the president couldn't attend the program?
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Go to the line to interact with our people. Those of you who've been following the show, you can now place in your calls the 0770-203-125. Let me go to the line to pick our first caller. David King, good evening.
Good evening, brother Mabon.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Mabon, that is to tell you how very much the president was serious about this country. If you have a serious president, he will always commemorate the kind of day. This is not the first time. I think if your memory can take you back, in February 11, 2024, Mr. Bwaka refused to commemorate the Armed Forces Day. You and I know that for a fact. Okay? And for Mr. Bwaka to have gone to Japan and bringing back nothing to this country and forgetting about the historical day that we have in the country, such as the country symbol day. Because everywhere you go, you will see your national symbol as the flag from this country. So for Mr. Bwaka to not be able to pay attention to it, I think it's wrong. So the issue of the Zogo, what you call today rehabilitation center, it is not a rehabilitation center. That place, it was meant for the ARRC to have that place as a transit center for our refugee brothers and sisters that are coming from all over the country. That place was meant for the people to be there.
I won't say temporarily. They said temporarily.
Temporarily, so that they can be able to be united with their family and relatives in the country. But now they took them there under the guise of being people who are going there to be rehabilitated.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes. Go ahead. Your name and from where you are.
Yeah, my name is Alex. My father was Supreme. The topic of discussion tonight, I want to talk about it concerning our president. You can see that
because today he did not attend the program, so he is ill. How will you just conclude like the president is ill? Did you do your background investigation? So if the president sends somebody to represent him, then it means that he is ill. We shouldn't get out thinking in this country.
So hello. So we want you to tell us what your own take on the president boycotting and forget about maybe that.
But who said that the president failed because he didn't participate in that?
February, he returned to the full, he did not attend.
Yes.
At that time, they did not host any program. February 11, they returned to the full, they did not host any program. So the person, the caller that just said that.
So what's your take? Forget that, yeah, man. Yeah, you can do all kind of things in the country too. Hello, to this caller.
That's the caller's opinion. Give your own take.
Yes, yeah, man. Go ahead.
This is Quavo with calling in a journalist conversation from Sktv-Lib.
Yeah, go ahead, Quavo.
I see no reason of quoting any critical view of because
nobody quoting you for the man just go up, but secondly too, or my brother, when you come and say it is your view. I don't want for people to be going on your side. Let them talk their own. It's finished.
So I think now to the topic of the statement diplomat, I think on the Sktv platform, the only man that I the talking point is more. More it is the only man that I see really that got control on your talking point and shows to us, yeah, as follower of Sktv, that yes, academically is prepared, intellectually is prepared. But besides that, all the other men are only something.
All right, thank you. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Hey, boss.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up?
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Let me say what's up to Makale and Steve and the rest of the crew. My name is Eddie, order from Chicken Soup Factory. So, Mabel, you know, during your news, 7 o'clock news, I hear something who's really making me happy to say that our new headquarters will be big. All the people felt we're going to go out of the city and we stay in the city. Thank you, President. We are everybody that contributing. But you see, Mabel, let me tell you something. What do you expect if somebody go to pay or China? That paper is very, very tired to not be streaming himself. Because we know that he went to debate to go to America. That's why he went there for. So they tell him to not stream himself too much to be around. So what do they program? You know what? They go flat day. That day that's going to be recorded for people to recognize that the president is focused that program. You know what they say, what? They were fucking it. That's the type of leader will get. So what do you expect? The vice president out there, no government official go there. So they just told me that and that's expected that day. To be honest.
All right. Thank you. To Charles Cooper. Charlie, good evening.
Good evening, Mabon.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Mabon, I don't know, but there is no source right now to cite why the president did not attend the Flag Day celebration. Are you telling me that there is no information up to now?
Yes, up to now, up to press time. We're still waiting. Maybe it'll come up.
It baffled me when it comes to the kind of leadership we run in this country, Mabel. This Flag Day thing is not something that just pop up. There is something that the entire country is aware that August 24 will be our celebration, but the following Sunday will be extended to Monday. The government is aware. So a responsible government, if the president or all of our top government officials won't attend, there should be information. Information is a right, neighbor. I don't know if people think they are doing all a favor when they get to power. They think they are running, they are giving a citizen favor. No, it's a fiduciary duty. It's a cardinal duty to give out information because the issue of information is an issue of right. The citizen must know what is going on with our president, what is going on with our government officials because we are paying them. We pay them for the work they do, but people think maybe you know that even when you rest money into this to give you information, they think they are doing you a favor. They don't know that it's even a law, the FOI law. It's not information I know it's called maybe.
But Minister of Information is not even giving you the real information. All they do down there that all kinds of things. Go ahead.
For the Ministry of Information, it has become what I call an active talking John Stephen in this country. They want to go that will install opposition leader. They don't even know that they are TORs. Because you get your information minister, you want to go and lambast people every time. You put mask on opposition leader on the race issue. You don't even respond to them in a cordial way. People feel that you are being lambasted and so forth. That's a neighbor. I can tell you, neighbor, leadership, this country is cursed. And if we don't break the curse, neighbor, the next 2,000 years we'll keep talking. Neighbor, I don't know.
All right. Thank you so much. You take a few more calls and go to the WhatsApp line to take calls from that end. Hello? Yes, my dear brother, go evening. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, this no critical and opportunity
what? What do you mean? Hello? 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 What do you mean by? No, not true. Hello? 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 Hello?
Call the man up. The man's not yet to say the fact. The reason I'm not calling because he was attacking a previous caller. He wasn't giving the yeah. Call him off. Call the man up. Maybe why you want to sympathize with a man like that? The reason you call the first man up because he forgot about his own take and concentrated on the previous.
You don't even know what you even said. And let me just say that before I even go to the line to interact with some of you, you don't even know it. It's time you come and control some of us. You know what we look. We know what some of you are even into. You go in your private chat rooms and discuss. Okay, you're coming going up on our platform. If I win the step, we come here. Do you know how many Liberians are following us? Do you know? You want to come and count the step? Go to your LBS, go to your Netherlands, Liberia. Nobody cares about that. It's up to you. We gave you the free ride. We just talk about one of your own, I call it brother. Then you can tell all that we call up critical for the critical person. You are critical, you can be critical of your own government. You're just fake around, you're being acting and you have all kinds of things. 0770203125. That's the number to call. If you critical, call on our ABS and tell or not guessing that what you're saying is not true, it's lie. Then you critical. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. Hello. All right, let me take this caller. Hello. And let me just go to the WhatsApp line and don't forget about some of you. Okay. Hello. Yeah, man. AB, good evening. I'm okay, man, dear, but I thank God for life. Yeah.
Wasting your time on these kind of columns. The objectivity is just lacking. These people, they want you guys to be praise singers, or they want people on the show to be praise singers. As long as you come here and you are objectively critical of the government, they come in with the distractions. Look, one thing that this president and the government can do here, the flag day holiday in Liberia is a legislative enactment that this president have not on in successions in 2004 and 2025. The best thing he can do, maybe because he has control of the legislative branch, maybe he can find a way to suspend the celebration of Independence Day, Flag Day in Liberia until the 6th year expire. Maybe that will work. But here's the thing, people. The very president just a week or two ago fast and prayer day, and he honored our program. He went there. Okay, I'm hearing the stories of religious activity, but he went there. He even as legislating an proclamation, he just declared a holiday. And he honored, and he not only that, he gave his stuff to the junction that are here that we here, and he honored the program there. So for people to come and give such a justification, it's appalling. But again, this is what I want you guys to do. Just press sync.
Don't mind the people who can be still coming around, man. Who get time for the one, man, brother? But hey, I know them good. Most of them who pretending that in fact the government do well. These are all people who want power theft. If the person wants stealing coming, they don't do nothing. You come here, you want to offer for their own betterment. They want all they love people. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
hear me today. The same thing I said when I call himself John we are in power. I told him John we are one-time president. And I'm going to say this again today. This South Africa is going to be a one-time president again. Because the way he's proceeding, I don't think he is a unifier as a father. It's people. I expected him to be a wiser person, but he operating on a marriage. It's not how you unify children. When you have children in your home, you need to bring them together. He is a one-time person. And then I can see again, they will not stand stronger. The peace, it may be a fragility. Because you do me, I do you. You do me, I do you. Is that how we want to build this country? In our own country, would there be play with other people? Because we're not trading one another right now. You're on the radio station by insulting you. You're saying the truth, they're insulting you. You getting me?
Yeah, my brother, getting you. So that's it, my brother. We here for that for also about.
Speaking the truth, they will insult you. Right now, as I'm talking, will say they will call me stupid diction. Or they will call, if you're speaking group or whatever, they will, yes.
My brother, that's important, no more thing for us here.
Mark day what today, my brother, mark day what today. The same thing they did, you came my mind, came my fire, I will vote for you. Today, native children are running fish color. They come up boys and say they laugh at us. They laugh at us.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, man. But take one more call from the WhatsApp line and go back to our team. Yes, indeed. Can we go ahead and hear when people who they say that our own government, but they want power theft. It's stealing current here and then they ain't paying current bill. You don't paying bill. People that are paying their bill, they come to talk to you. You won't be at. Oh God, yeah, man. We're gonna contribute this. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. Yeah, hello. You let me pay in taxes. Hello, go ahead.
There was the ones on BDS side, and I joined you from Brooklyn to Shafur.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Let me want to thank you and your fellow panelists for your discussion this evening. But I'm taking keen attention in two of your many discussions. The one that has to do with the presidency to attend, on presidential functions. And the one that has to do with that issue about G2. The issue about the director of the EFTS, it's just this government line that has been push. But being that we were too extreme, that's how he had begun to boil now, and the most of the rest of the guys are the water under there. Go and check those kids, everybody guys post. Check Moali, check Honda, check Jim Joseph, check them. All of them are just similar to that particular post. It tells you one thing, that if the president of the day did not come to set our life as Liberians, but he came well armed to fight the CDC. He is preferring the government. The guy at the FDS, the director general, he's not qualified. The only qualification is because he was causing Georgia all things on loud, loose stuff. If you check other people who are preferred, like the other guys from the FACC, the Asset Poverty, Clamantin, if you check, the only reason he didn't brought there is because this guy will go and be combative against Georgia, so say I want to fight, so if I bring on board you, aim a protest. So that's it. Aliu, I get a clue when you say.
All right, thank you. Quickly to the last caller, then we'll go back to our team. Hello.
Thank you, neighbor. This is for the Prince Colaket. So, neighbor, I'm constrained to call. And I'm very disappointed in the caller that called that said because of a dissenting opinion, you people automatically.
Thank God, Prince. Thank God, my brother. Some of you stay around.
Yeah, you guys are very tolerant. In fact, it's the only station that you will see callers arguing with you, making his point, and he just go like that. So for somebody to call and say, oh, when the person created a call, then you can up there, no. So you guys should feel deterred, and at least people are following.
No, Prince, we don't have no issue, my dear brother. What we come for, what we can do. So that we buy nothing. Thank you, my dear brother. Yeah, go ahead. You want to make a point,
Let me conclude on this note. I think by now President Bouakai need to be taking action against the flaw. One of the deputy director at LBS, in as much as people, the public, are criticizing, saying the government have their hand behind the demolition exercise, but to see a director, assistant director at LBS coming there, in fact, talking about that many calls, that so called they call a grade, then he can meet me here and even posting that mission is accomplished. Though he went on his Facebook post and said sorry and what have you, but sorry is not enough. I think the government need to take certain drastic action against him, so it should serve as a deterrent for no one to do nothing. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, my dear brother. Labrador is all we have. We got to disagree to agree. Emmanuel Davis tried calling me on the WhatsApp. Let me see quickly. Let me get in there and go back to Monk and the other brother Aliu. Yeah, Emmanuel Davis. Good evening. Go ahead. Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Good evening from our end. I know maybe it's afternoon or maybe evening or maybe morning time to you.
I was listening to you when you gave that breaking news about a DEA officer was caught in a recording, and I just listened to the recording, and maybe I felt so sick. Nowhere in the world that a senior officer of DEA daughter will be caught in a ghetto naked with a drug dealer holding drug, and you say your daughter have no pleasure for it. When they go raid ghetto and they beat anybody in the ghetto, they don't ask questions. They arrest everybody. So why be a different? Why be a different from other people who are children? And these are the things that can make people to fight back. So if I were in and any DMA arrested my family, I can pay money and go after the family. Because if you want to take your family important money out of the family and you say you're funny drugs, then you're a liar. And the guy is telling the honor man that in fact he will not allow the men to wear uniform. They should not beat on his daughter. And the guys here, they beat on me. What can you in the ghetto? Naked. What can you do that?
My brother, that's society that when we talk. Ah, God.
So you're going to children, important money, other people are children. When you go in the ghetto and you arrest poor children, you beat on them, you disgrace them, you naked them. So why are they not different?
All right. Thank you, my dear brother. We got to go, man. No time. All right, thank you. Now what more keep saying? The country, I don't know when we'll graduate, but more will bang it. Oh, God,
I'm not going to say that much. I'm just going to give you I'm just going to give you a little talk here. When you run the show, right? You are the one that connect the colors with the rest of the audience. There are rules and regulations because our people apparently they don't pay attention. They don't listen with the intent of listening. They listen with the intent of responding. That's just why it is. So when you even ask a question, whenever we come on the show, your opinion is not a fact. You are just given opportunity to state your case, to give your own analysis on things happening in the country. So when a caller call before you and they give their opinion, leave them and give your take. That's why we always say, what is your take on this issue? Your personal interpretation, what you think happening. We build consensus here. We learn from each other. We got rules and regulations here. We got rules that govern our question. Most of the time, I think we are even more tolerant, like the last caller said, because some of the time, or most often, not even some of the time, when we give you a particular or set of questions, you go outside the boundaries of those questions. You're talking and not even related to the question that we ask, but still will give you your turn. How can you come here to attack people talking about you're critical voice? No, you are not a critical voice. You are pressing. That's why when people talk on a particular issue, you are not even smart enough to remember what the question they asked you. You will deviate from the question and you try to attack other people. So, maybe just make it a part of your routine from now. When people go outside of the boundaries, cut them off. We got issue. We ask them specific question. Ask them, what is your take? We are giving an opportunity to our audience how you see this issue. Not for you to come here and go after a previous caller. No, that's not what we are here for. Whether the previous caller is right or wrong, that's their personal opinion. Opinions are not fact. That's why it's a talk show. We don't here to be right or to 100%.
They don't understand talk show, but I like that.
That's all I can say for now. Just make sure going forward. Don't
try to. Thank you.
The Sktv is not here to make individual names. We are not here to appear like Mr. Nice Guy, right? When they go above the boundary, you cut them off. When they talk on the issue, you give them their allotted time. Simple as that, my brother. But go ahead.
Thank you, my dear brother. You are quite correct. And sometimes I don't know, but some of our brothers, but again, one of the callers stated that indeed we exercise. Let me tell you, I follow all of the talk shows. You don't got to tell me. Even tonight,
I'll be following your LBS net line. I know net line or what kind of line. Nothing. You not hear any other voices besides, oh yeah, just about do this. Thank God for just about. That's all you will hear. That's all you want to hear tonight.
Yeah.
Why you making it to look like we know? By the way, but are you just listen to your people?
Yeah, just what Monk said. That's the fight. We can say there we take our time to discuss important issues, and when you come here, you want to go and start discussing something else. I think that would be okay. If you just sit at the radio and then you're just listening at the end of the day to come and type previous caller, you need to be cut off. When somebody say that you come say your own and forget about the person. So you expect other people to come and go after you for what you said. No. I think that would be good for us to be doing here as well. And thanks to all the callers. President Wakai, I pray for your government to succeed, because when the government fail, with the Liberian people fail. 2 years now, nothing. You get 3 more years, because your 4th year, the election year, everybody will be focusing on election. So please try to do something in your remaining 3 years so you can rescue our country. And again, to our brother Samuel D. Kekula, we are in prayer with you, and we hope and pray that some of those government officials will come to your rescue and they can see what to help you with for you to get back on your feet. Okay, we can see tomorrow. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
Quickly, Mark, what say you with the I think second to the last caller or our brother from the US, who said that because they're trending news about one of the deputies from the LDEA, or in fact alleged that he was on cell phone calling some of his officers not to arrest his daughter, who quote unquote was found in one of the ghetto. What say you? Because that's how Liberia look.
They don't want to assume the dollar from the same fight that the same drug that he's waging war against, because his dollar now is. That's why we keep telling them this thing knows no boundary, it knows no politics, it knows no social class or status. Matter of fact, there are people who are doing well financially and economically and state that children are subject to drug abuse. So you say you want to wage a war on drug, then no matter whether your husband, your wife, your children, if they are caught in the crosshair, then you might as well use the law and go after them, because equally so they might be your children, but you are sending a message. Because if you can go after your own daughter, then it means nobody's child is off limit. Then you can go against anyone, because your own child, you are punishing your child. And matter of fact, you are setting precedent. So the whole idea that you can be on the phone line telling people not to go after your child, that's not the right way to go. But that has broken.
But Ali, maybe you want to check me quickly. We say a little time. You want to check me quickly on that? The men are going in front line to I don't know, quote unquote, fight the enemies and so forth. See his own child or his own daughter or someone into the war zone, and he say, no, that one. Oh yeah,
he does not understand that going after his daughter even gave him the moral ground to do more. Because if I'm in the LDA and my child is caught with drugs or substance, and I go after my child, then it means the day I come after Melbourne, I will be able to punish them by the full extent of the law, because at least I can do it against my own. But he twisted it, and that's not the right way to go. But anyway, guys,
That's why we call setting precedent. If you can handle your daughter in such a form and manner, that alone will make other people to say, no, this guy fighting drugs, we saw what he did to a daughter. But if you will hold your daughter, it's almost like what happening in the country right now, where Dominic Bala, he was arrested with drugs. Today, we don't know where he is because of his proximity with the president. Where is Quitter? The same thing. These are things that encouraging people to bring drugs, because if you can see people bringing drugs because of their relationship with the first family or the party, and they disappear, and then you people going after other people, they fight against drugs. Let's pray, but it's not something easy. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to my team. Let me say thanks to my team, Brother Aliu and other Mark. See you people on tomorrow by the grace of God. Even though today's a holiday here in Liberia, but we're able to go through with all of our talking points and so forth. But again, people, let me say thanks to all of you, those of you that also respectfully disagree with us. Indeed, at the end of the day, we all want better Liberia. You see, some of the latest news, even in politics, that what happened. You want for people to talk about what's trending in their political cycle, but you don't want this thing to come to you. By the time it comes to you, they become like, no, don't say that, you know, and you're not like, you're hate. No, I will always say this: I hate the characters of our leaders, because all of them, they continue to put us in poverty. That's why we are here, and that's why we keep saying, do the right thing so that your people can live better life. They don't have to be worshiping you like one person worshiping something. No, it's bad, because some of you just used to these things. Like, let me go and press sync. Let me go and worship. No, graduate from certain things, please. Liberians youth, graduate. Like yesterday, I think I was yesterday or day before yesterday, in Grand came out and saw you the party youth. The whole place were empty because the young people don't getting tired. Anyway, good night. We see you again on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God. We have all of the time. See you on tomorrow by God's grace. I'm Johnson Abel Kula. Thanks to Truth FM. Thanks to the management. Thanks to Mr. Connor. And we see you on tomorrow.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here and the promise of them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play police who make you. I can't ask you to be benyo. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money. And you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lofa, from Riverside to Raji to Chige, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.